For many gifted people, being on America's Got Talent was the stepping stone to stardom. On the other hand, is Kevin Skinner capable of that? Season 4 of American Got Talent was won by Kevin. The audience was left with the distinct sensation that he was more than what they initially imagined despite his appearance as a farmer. His voice captivated listeners and judges alike, and he ultimately triumphed over all of the other contestants. What, however, become of Kevin Skinner following this victorious outcome? Had he gone in a different direction, or was he able to keep the spotlight on himself? Come explore what's occurring in Kevin Skinner's life on AGT with us. From the moment he picked up the guitar, Kevin Skinner of Mayfield, Kentucky has been busy making songs and refining his guitar skills. After his dad introduced him to Hank Williams, he began singing. He has been a chicken catcher for a while now. In the span of a single night, he and his companions allegedly grabbed 60,000 chickens. Kevin Skinner, wearing a baseball cap and blue jeans, modestly stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage. You can notice the words "unemployed farmer" underneath his YouTube image. The country singer-guitarist stole the show from Garth Brooks in Season 4 of American Got Talent when he started singing "If Tomorrow Never Comes." Skinner, a native of Mayfield, Kentucky, had a lifelong passion for music and songwriting. However, AD judges David Hasselhoff, Piers Morgan, and Sharon Osbourne were so captivated by his audition song that they advanced him to the quarterfinals without requiring him to perform a single note. He sang Bob Dylan's "Make You Feel My Love" in the quarterfinals and Brenda Lee's "Always on My Mind" in the semifinals, both of which earned him rousing ovation from American Got Talent judge Piers Morgan. All three judges gave him a standing ovation as he performed Aerosmith's "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" in the finals. After his stint on American Got Talent, where did Kevin Skinner go from there? We should go over his entire experience on the show from his audition to receiving the award before we get to it. As part of her audition for America's Got Talent, Skinner took the stage on August 4, 2009. As he strung his guitar to Garth Brooks's "If Tomorrow Never Comes," he quickly became a fan favorite. The judges on America's Got Talent weren't expecting much from Kevin Skinner when he came on stage telling tales about collecting chickens. However, despite a self-described down-home rural lad, Skinner stunned the judges with an impeccable performance. When he finished, the cheers burst through the auditorium and the audience jumped to their feet. Also, Skinner got a lot of appreciation from the judges. At some point over each season, I think about them all. Everyone is ready for a disaster when someone shows out on stage dressed similarly to you with your cap on backwards. Then you start singing, and I'm completely captivated within the first 20 seconds. One of the most moving and dramatic performances I've seen recently, Piers Morgan, who judged from seasons 1 through 6, told him at the end. Not only that, but Hasselhoff went on to say, "Me too, and then they should bring you to America." "You're the show," he exclaimed. What is the backstory of the song that initially won over the judges' hearts to Kevin? Stay tuned, because we're going to discover it soon. David Hasselhoff, Sharon Osbourne, and Piers Morgan were the judges who voted to send him to the Vegas round. Having said that, Skinner skipped the Vegas round. In episode 411, he made it to the quarterfinals thanks to an impressive audition. In episode 413 of Week 1, he performed in the quarterfinals by playing guitar and singing "Make You Feel My Love" by Bob Dylan. Instead of Mosaic, Kevin advanced to the semifinals in episode 414 thanks to the votes he garnered. Skinner played guitar and sang Brenda Lee's "Always on My Mind" during the first week's semi-final performance in episode 421. As the two sobbed in the audience, Piers Morgan gave him a standing ovation, explaining that his music is an expression of his innermost feelings. Piers told Kevin he was one of his favorites to win the season after reminding him of his extraordinary talent for captivating audiences, something he had never witnessed on American Got Talent. Kevin, not the Aquadunk basketball trampoline dance trio, ended up with enough votes to advance to the finals in episode 422. Episode 425 of the finals saw Skinner performing a cover of "I Don't Want to Mississippi a Thing" by Aerosmith with a backing band and vocals. Learn more about the songs that catapulted Kevin to fame by tuning in. According to Judge Pierce, the performance was far from flawless and lacked precision, yet he portrayed this performance as the turning point in Skinner's career, like a raw diamond in need of expert training. While Pierce was unemployed and caught chickens for a year, he remembered Hasselhoff describing Skinner and said that Skinner was the reason the program was made. In spite of all that, having Skinner compete on the show was a better solution for America to escape the slump. Despite Sharon's criticism that Kevin's voice isn't the best in the competition, she encouraged him to relax and enjoy the process while praising him as an iconic figure. As Lou Reed, Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash, and Bob Dylan, all of whom possess distinctive personalities without necessarily needing flawless vocals. Standing ovations were extended to him by the judges once more. Instead of Drew Stevens, Kevin Skinner made it into the top 5 in episode 426 thanks to enough votes. On that very night he had competed against Barbara Padilla, who had finished in second place, and it was announced that he had won. The Voices of Glory took 5th place, earning $1 million in a headline performance in Las Vegas, behind Recycled Percussion in 3rd, the Texas Tenors in 4th, and Recycled Percussion in 3rd. Piers Morgan boasted about Kevin Skinner being his favorite performer on AD's 10th anniversary special on July 29, 2015. So how is the American Got Talent champion doing today? Skinner took home $1 million in a Las Vegas headline performance as the Season 4 winner. However, not before taking a brief side trip. Before heading out to Las Vegas for his gig, Skinner held a free concert in his hometown. At the Graves County High School gym, he played to an audience of 6,000. Long Ride, his 2010 CD released after his AT victory in 2009, was well received by Amazon customers. However, Skinner's prominence has gradually diminished ever since. His Facebook page, where a photo of him standing beside country music icon Willie Nelson appears as his profile picture, remains unchanged since its 2012 debut. I don't know what became of him. The father of 2 went missing in 2014 after texting his loved ones to say he had fallen near their house. Skinner was located after his family reported him missing. Nonetheless, he was stated to be depressed due to his marriage's dissolution. Following his divorce, he had 2 children. The AGT winner and country singer has been mostly unknown ever since. We hope Skinner makes it back on stage soon so his fans may enjoy his music again. Can you tell me anything about American Got Talent, particularly Season 4? We should listen to Kevin's winning AGT songs first, though, before we get to that. American country music musician Garth Brooks released the song If Tomorrow Never Comes in 2017. Coaster Blasey and Brooks wrote it. The album, which was titled My Debut, was published in August 1989 and featured this song as the second single. As his signature song, the tune became his first U.S. Billboard Hot Country Singles chart topper. The 1991 American Music Awards presented If Tomorrow Never Comes with the trophy for Favorite Country Single. When other musicians started covering the song, it quickly became one of Brooks' most popular pieces. Irish singer Ronan Keating made a version that went viral, topping the charts in 3 countries and becoming a top 5 success in many more. Where did the music come from? When he can't sleep at night, a man wonders what his beloved would think if he died tomorrow. The chorus begins with the words, "Will she know how much I love her if tomorrow never comes?" His next words are a comparison to the times he has lost loved ones, including his vow to tell her daily how much she means to him. A gentle guitar solo opens the tune, which then progresses to a fuller orchestration. After that, Brooks wrote a plethora of love songs. The love of a father for his daughter rather than his partner is the subject of this song. In a song video, Garth's daughter plays the piano beside him while he sings, and he mentioned this to Britt Todd when performing at Belmont University. Brooks sang and played guitar in a dark room for the song's music video, which was directed by John Lloyd Miller. An oil lamp sits on a table beside him. Steve Gatlin's daughter plays a little girl in the video. Steve is Larry Gatlin's brother. The video, which features Sandy, who was Brooks's wife at the time, and makes extensive use of an old screen. Kevin got a passing grade at his American Idol audition with this very song. Bob Dylan's Time Out of Mind features the song Make You Feel My Love, which goes by more names than just that. It made its commercial debut on Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 3 compilation album, which was out in August 1997. More than 450 artists have performed it, making it one of the few songs to achieve such status in the modern era. Adele, Michael Bolton, Neil Diamond, Elkie Brooks, Brian Ferry, Joan Osborne, Garth Brooks, Nick Knowles, Garth Brooks with Ben Platt, and Pink are among the most famous artists who have covered the song. Dylan reportedly played the song live more than 300 times on the never-ending tour from 1997 to 2019, as stated on his official website. The 2000 CD single Things Have Changed by Dylan and the bootleg series VAL17 Fragments Time Out of Mind sessions both featured a live performance from 1998 in Los Angeles. From its first live performance on November 2, 1997, at Columbia Township Auditorium in Columbia, South Carolina, to its final concert on December 8, 2019 at the Anthem in Washington, D.C. The band has covered a lot of ground. By 1998, Garth Brooks had covered the song under the name To Make You Feel My Love. It was the opening and closing songs on the 1998 film Hope Floats soundtrack, featuring a cover by Trisha Yearwood. The 2007 release of the soundtrack would feature Yearwood's rendition of the song alone. Prior to its inclusion on subsequent album pressings, it was a bonus track on Fresh Horses, a limited-run box set released by Brooke. At the 41st Grammy Awards, Bob Dylan was nominated for Best Country Song and Brooke was nominated for Best Male Country Vocal Performance for her rendition. It was Kevin Skinner who heard the tune, awarding him the victory in AD Season 4, Episode 413. Wayne Carson, Johnny Christopher, and Mark James wrote the ballad Always on My Mind, which Gwen McCrae released in March 1972 after Brenda Lee had sung it. The June 1972 release was 3 months after Lee's version. The song has done well in more than one genre, topping the country, western, and pop charts. The first rendition of the song to achieve commercial success was Elvis Presley's recording. There are over 300 songs available on AllMusic with covers by dozens of artists. Although Lee's rendition peaked at 45 on the U.S. country chart in 1972, numerous artists also achieved top 20 positions on country and pop charts globally. I didn't finish watching Always on My Mind until the autumn of 1971. The song's working title, You Were Always on My Mind, had 2 lines completed by guitarist and songwriter Wayne Carson. Apologizing over the phone to his wife in Springfield, Missouri, he had been 10 days longer than expected in Memphis due to a work commitment. I know I've been absent a lot, but you've been on my mind constantly, he told her, soothing her anger. As soon as he realized this could be a song, he cut off the phone to write it down. He returned to Chip's Moments recording studio for a few days to refine the song, but ultimately it remained unfinished. Carson sought Johnny Christopher's assistance and the two worked together in Moment's office to complete more of it. They were at a loss and sought help from songwriter Mark James, who happened to be strolling around the studio at the time. James rehearsed the song with Carson and Christopher despite his exhaustion from non-stop music endeavors. The song was complete by the 4th rehearsal. According to music writer Robert Hilburn, the song was supposedly written to fit Elvis Presley's style and influenced by his marital problems in Nashville and Memphis. This theory gained traction since James had previously peddled a successful single for Presley titled Suspicious Minds. Carson shot back that the song was meant for all men, not just Presley. It was, in his words, an extended apology. All men who make a mistake sometimes fantasize about calling their wives and telling them, "Listen, honey, I could have done better, but I want you to know that you were always on my mind," or something along those lines. After Elvis Presley and Priscilla split up in February of 1972, the singer began recording Always on My Mind on March 29, 1972. As one of Presley's most memorable 1970s tunes, the song was well received by both fans and critics. The song originally came out as the flip side to the single Separate Ways. Achieved gold certification from the Recording Industry Association of America (RIAA) for sales of 1 million units or more. It peaked at number 16 on the Hot Country Singles chart in November 1972, when it was categorized as a double A-side on Billboard. In January 1973, Always on My Mind made it into the top 10 in the UK, featuring the country's favorite Elvis songs, just ahead of Suspicious Minds and Can't Help Falling in Love. The album topped an ITV poll in 2013. In episode 421 of Season 4 of American Got Talent, this song gave Kevin the boost he needed. Liv Tyler, daughter of Aerosmith lead singer Steven Tyler, starred in the 1998 science fiction disaster picture Armageddon, which featured the song I Don't Want to Miss a Thing as its theme song. The band performed 4 songs just for the film, one of which being this one. You also have What Kind of Love Are You on Come Together and Sweet Emotion available. Diane Warren wrote the power ballad with Celine Dion in mind when she wrote it. On May 12, 1998, the song premiered on Airplay and was formally put to the radio the following week. Japan saw the release of I Don't Want to Mississippi a Thing on July 29, 1998. Its original plan in the US was to be a radio-only track off of Armageddon. Nonetheless, in August 1998, Columbia Records released the song commercially in response to public demand. The song spent 4 weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100 after its debut, becoming the band's first and only #1 single in their native nation. Australia, Ireland, and Norway were among the many countries where the song spent many weeks at the top of the charts. It peaked at number 4 on the UK singles chart and sold over 1 million copies in the UK. At the 71st Academy Awards in 1998, the song was up for Best Original Song, however it was defeated by Prince of Egypt's When You Believe. For his album of the same name, American country music artist Mark Chestnut covered the song. His rendition peaked at number 1 on Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart in early 1999 and reached number 20 on the Hot 100. Critics were mostly complimentary of the track. According to Billboard, Aerosmith's power balladry LA Angel is sure to be a hit with fans of the band. This song from the upcoming Armageddon soundtrack depicts the long-lived rock band gleefully succumbing to the love of celebrity cartoonist. The lovely melody by Diane Warren with just the right amount of guitar-driven melodrama. Steven Tyler often sounds like he's screaming due to how extreme his characteristic belting is. The performance is just as high voltage, with a collision of rock-style instruments and massive faux classical orchestration. Those that program in the top 40 and AC formats will find the recipe enticing. The Birmingham Evening Mail said that Armageddon's score featured songwriting by Diane Warren, who weaves her magic again with a grandiose power ballad. It complements Steven Tyler's sleazy vocals as the song builds to its string-soaked finale. Steve Tyler's impersonation of Bryan Adams is included in what the Daily Record dubbed an epic ballad. They also mentioned that it was a popular choice for late-night discos. Liv Tyler makes a surprise appearance as Grace Stamper in the music video, which was shot at the Minneapolis Armory in May of 1998. During the second chorus, the enormous NASA banners that had been hanging over the band's heads fall, exposing the studio to be the actual launch pad of Space Shuttle Freedom, as seen in the film. The orchestra performs along with them. Concurrently, fighter jets F-15 and T-38 swoop low over the ground. Kevin Skinner won Season 4 of American Got Talent with this very song. What can we expect from AD Season 4 featuring Kevin Skinner as the champion, given that we know every song by heart? Find out by continuing to watch. Simon Cowell's Got Talent franchise includes America's Got Talent, a talent show competition that airs on American television. It aired on NBC and was produced by Fremantle USA and Psycho Entertainment. After a 2005 disagreement at British broadcaster ITV halted preparations for a British edition, it launched on June 21, 2006. After the first season was a smashing success, production would pick back up in 2007. Seasons typically air throughout the summer on the network, and the show has featured a number of hosts over the years. Terry Crews is the host at the moment. Talented individuals from all across the world, including the United States, apply to the program. There is a wide selection of acts that include singing, dancing, comedy, magic feats, and more. The goal of every auditionee is to win over a panel of judges and earn a spot in that season's live broadcasts. Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara, and Cowell are the presenters. Those that make it to the live episodes face up against each other in a battle for the judges and the audience's votes. An opportunity to play the main performance on the Las Vegas Strip and a substantial financial reward await the winner. With an average of almost 10 million viewers each season, the show has been a ratings hit for NBC. Inside AD Untold Stories of America's Got Talent was published in 2013 and details the show's production methods, judges, competitors, and seasons. From the first season till the book came out, it included in-depth interviews with contestants. The series has produced 4 spin-off competitions and has aired for a grand total of 18 seasons. The upcoming 18th season will air from May to September 2023. The Champions, ADATET Stream, ADT All-Stars, and Fantasy League are all versions of America's Got Talent. Cowell, Mandel, Klum, and Vergara were among the judges and host crews that returned for Season 19 in the summer of 2024. Season 4, which premiered in high definition for the first time in 2009, ran from June 23 to September 19. New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles were the locations of the auditions that took place from January to April. In addition to the cities listed above, additional auditions were held in Miami, Tacoma, Boston, and Houston. Aside from doing live auditions, participants also had the option to submit a video audition through the program's website. Nick Cannon took over for Springer as host before production began because Springer had left the show after the previous season. The 4th year of the competition saw a change to the prize package, which now includes a monetary award as well as the headline performance at the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip for 0 weeks. After each performance episode, the results episodes went back to their previous broadcast format, with the exception of the prize change. Season winner Kevin Skinner was followed by percussionist recycled percussion and opera soprano Barbara Padilla.